and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. The city's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Andy, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so.
Hi, I'm Terry Lemire, Aging Life Care Manager with Healthy Home Living Solutions. I'm here at Village Crossing, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, a snowy, gross Wednesday, February 12th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Once again, I don't know what Facebook is doing. I'm just real quick gonna share. Please watch Good Morning Frederick. I just got to share our stream to some groups because in the Everything Frederick group, it is not actually it's not actually going. So let's just do it. Please watch Good Morning. Yeah, you can just hang with me for a second. Frederick, today and every weekday at 9 a.m. Okay, because we got some good stuff on today. I want to make sure everyone gets the opportunity to see it. I'm going to have to break the link and refix it. I don't know what is happening. Oh, good morning, Tara. Good morning. So just so you know, the Home of Everything Frederick is not opening today. We're going to get the snow taken care of. Tara let Brody know if she needs to come and shovel, she'll do that. And she'll put salt out as well. And the weather's supposed to be gross later on too. So I think starting around 3 o'clock, it looks like a mix, a snowy, rainy mix of gross, blah. Anyway, so good morning to Mama Cone. She is here with us as well. And I want to thank you guys for joining us as always. All right. The show today, we got Bob Miller, Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express joining us with local news, weather, and sports. We got Happening in Frederick. Of course, we're going to highlight some of the events going on in our area and give you the key to know where to find all the listings with hundreds and hundreds of events literally every single day. And then we talk with Rona Mensah, and we're talking Retro Prom. So much fun and looking forward to that. And then Ted Robinson, he's a veteran, he's a photographer, and he now calls Frederick home. He was one of our photographers for the African Americans of Excellence, and I got a chance to meet him and talk with him as well. Don't forget about our February charity. Okay, you're going to want to go to the shop tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., fingers crossed with the weather, and purchase Good Morning Frederick merch. Anything you purchase, Good Morning Frederick, benefits the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. And it's a great cause. And I'm trying to get Tom Coe and get with him and get him on the show to talk about it. He is the fire chief And but anyway, either way, proceeds help families of our career and volunteer firefighters when you purchase Good Morning Frederick merch at the home of everything Frederick. We also are going to be announcing a sip and paint coming up in March. We're going to do a little spring, I think it's a butterfly sip and paint. I'm going to create that event, and that is going to be at the home of everything Frederick. And a portion of the proceeds from that are going to go to a local charity as well. I'm just not sure which one yet, but yeah, you can visit the home of everything Frederick, 401 North Market Street, downtown Frederick. The show is in podcast form. If you just want to listen, you can do that. And we are shooting for a 3,000 watch hour milestone. So just go to YouTube, please. Watch some of our videos. Hit one of those playlists. Press play, even if you're doing dishes or doing what you need to do. Maybe look at the one Things to Do in Frederick. That's a great playlist and give you some ideas of some things going on in and around our area, and maybe get you something new that you didn't know about. All right, let's go ahead and get our show started this morning. Thank you to our show sponsor, Heart Home Solutions, your solution for all your home remodeling needs. Whether you want your basement refinished, maybe a new kitchen or bathroom, maybe you're selling and you want things freshened up to get that top market value, or maybe you just bought a fixer-upper or have a fixer-upper and need some help. Heart Home Solutions can help you, H-A-R-T, hearthomesolutions.com. Let's find out what has been happening in our local area with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express. Well, good morning.
How are you? How are you? How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I'm good. I'm good. This weather is really kind of killing me, to be honest, though. But I mean, I don't mind a little snow, but it's like the icy, then the mix, and then the
I know.
yuck. And
I know. I know. I stepped outside today, 68 and sunny and blue skies, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Maryland's not doesn't have this." So I mean,
I
yeah.
know. Would be so lovely. I can't wait till those days. 68. Not long now. Not long now.
They're right around the corner. My gosh, it could happen tomorrow in Maryland, and then
Could
the
you?
next day it could be 10 degrees. It's just like that's
True.
right. That's when people who say, "Well, I love all four seasons." Well, then you want to move to Maryland because you can get them within a week and a half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can totally get all 4 seasons in 1 minute. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy in this town. How are you, Chris?
When you say four seasons, you're not talking about the music group of Frankie Valli, right? I just kind of walked into this. Cherry baby.
No, but the Jersey Boys is a great play to go see.
I'm surprised for somebody who's always insulting Jersey, New York. You like the Jersey Boys, so there you go.
Yeah, the music was great. The play was good. A little bit too much swearing for me, but very talented, and it's a good play.
The only thing that comes good out of Jersey is the Jets, the Four Seasons, and Frank Sinatra. That's it.
The only thing that comes good out of Jersey are the people leaving Jersey.
Yeah, to go to New York, exactly.
The exit ramps out of Jersey onto the interstate.
To go into New York, to go across the GW Bridge. Absolutely. Good morning, my wonderful friends, by the way.
Yeah. Well, assuming everything is closing or closed or delayed opening, I don't know what's happening.
Well,
schools are closed.
What. Yes. Do you want me to give you a quick rundown of the closings that we have here?
I mean, if they don't know by now, they're probably in trouble. So,
okay, good point.
Well, we were arguing that. we were arguing the point. So they've already now pushing schools further into June. So it was like June 6th, I think, was the last day. Now it's June 11th. And I'm
Oh,
thinking,
ouch.
right? I'm thinking to myself, wow. Oh, and then the article that I read, it said something. Well, that can be. It's not written in stone, which means like every year they a half an inch of snow and they close schools so they can get that 5 days in there. And then when they really need it, they don't have it. And then they go to the state board of education and go, yeah, we really want a waiver of our 180 days, and then they get it. It's just it's the game they play constantly.
It is very true, and it's it makes you wonder why set standards at all.
Well, I kind of look at it like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chris. You're very important to this part of the program. Even though we can only see the top of your head, you're very important to this podcast here.
I want to make sure it's more important I get that WFMD sign back there instead of me. So that's want to make sure we got that in there. No, the one thing I was going to say is we kind of discussed too, or my opinion is look at it from like this. It could be dangerous out there. For people that do live on the mountains with the ice and stuff to head to school, it could be dangerous for them. It could be dangerous for the kids walking to school too. So I think that's why they kind of look at it. I think the schools are afraid, God forbid, with even 2 inches of snow, if it's icy, school buses get into an accident and hurting kids, and then boom, that's the last thing that the school systems need. So I think that's the reason why they do it too.
Yeah, they got it. We have a big county. We have a huge county with different elevations. We got kids that are walking 1.5 miles to school. 100% get it. But if you're not going to go 180 days, then just don't go 180 days.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yeah. And actually, to be honest, there is so much time wasted in a school day on stuff that doesn't have anything to do with school that I don't know. If I had to do it all over again with my kids, I would 100% homeschool them.
Oh, wow. That's a tough job to do, but I know it can be done. There's lots of groups out there who do it. The other thing that Chris and I were talking about was the Maryland delegation is trying to require to allow, because they took it away because of budget concerns, online schooling or online learning. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think that would actually cost that much, other than the fact of, making sure that everybody who wants to do this has a computer. And Chris and I got into not an argument, but a discussion, I should say, where somebody goes, well, I don't have enough money for a computer, but you text that to us on your $1,500 iPhone. So, I mean, priorities.
Yeah, didn't Frederick County supply Chromebooks for all the kids?
Yes, they did during the pandemic. I don't know where they are now.
Anymore.
I don't know where they are now, but I don't know if it could be. Then you could have. I mean, look at this. I mean, you'd have to have the infrastructure for the computers to be able to handle it. But think about one teacher, you, Danny, right there, over that way. No, I can't never figure that out. That way, one teacher handling not just 25 kids, but maybe 250 kids in a subject, and that would save you money on people and OPEDs. I think that's what they're called. The benefits and stuff. OPEBs. Yeah, the OPEBs, the other benefits and stuff. I think the initial cost of this would be okay. But
and I
with that being said,
perhaps, maybe, and this is probably where they get into it, is, you need, is it all kids of the same age? Do you have mixed classes? What subjects? I mean, I think that, you can't have a whole of staff again, I guess for that. But I 100%, especially the older kids, middle school, high school, because that's what college is now. A lot of college, my son's classes at University of Maryland, a lot of them it's video. They're doing stuff online even when he's on campus, which it's kind of annoying as a parent who's paying for college. But I think that if I know that there's a lot of intricacies to that, but I 100% agree. We have the technology. Let's utilize it where it makes sense, and giving kids access to people. And there's so many really great online schools, classrooms. There's so many free resources, the Khan Academy, and all of that. Like, there's stuff that's already built. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. I don't know.
So
It's
I
something
think,
to look at.
I was saying sorry, Bob. Me and Bob kind of agreed on that. I think where we kind of separate a little bit, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, is as far as the laptop situation. I'm a proponent of, listen, if a family can afford laptops, they should buy their own laptops. But sort of like free lunch, reduced lunch. If a family, you look at a family, what they bring in, if they can't afford it for a child, I think they should be given a laptop by the school system, because every kid should have a laptop. There are, unfortunately, families in Frederick County who can't even afford food. And Bob did bring up a point, which he's right about. Well, what happens to those families that have all the new great iPhones and stuff like that? And that really irks me. But again, it's not the kid's fault if the parents are stupid. So, every kid deserves that opportunity, I think.
Yeah.
Well, then that kid maybe has to go to school, doesn't do the online. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to look into. It's something to have a discussion, but I don't think the thing, I guess, that might bother me a little bit is the delegation mandating something like this. I think that there should be enough discussion that whether or not we have it. Now, the only issue that I see on this is the socialization aspect of it all. But there are so many people who are upset with the socialization of school kids today that maybe they'd be happy that they can just stay home and learn, and maybe the parents could add the socialization to them and, with people they want them to hang out with.
Opportunities to socialize kids. I know the homeschool kids now, that used to be the big stigma against homeschooling, is that your kids by themselves. There are thousands in Frederick County. There are thousands of kids who get together to socialize during a homeschool, session. So there's ways to do it if you want to do it. But yeah, I definitely think we should be looking at it as an alternative. It could help kids who want that help. And we shouldn't say no to anything, and we should look at all opportunities we have, I think. But
And kids and teachers, don't get mad at me. I'm all for snow days now. However, I think that would solve the issue we have now, where there's only 2 inches of snow and you have all that ice. You don't have to worry about the teachers, the kids going out and getting hurt. With all that ice, you can just learn from home. Now, if you have 10 inches of snow, I'm all for giving the kids a snow day. If there's actually snow to play in, give the kids a snow day. That's fine. For days like this, though, you have virtual school, and then the kids aren't losing out.
yeah, well, I mean, I as a kid, these snow days would make me mad. You're off school and you can't even really go out and play in it. It's icy, it's rainy, it's wet. Ugh. Yeah, so
Well, no, my kids are happy being off from school, so they don't, that doesn't bother them. But again, you want to have the kids have the snow day when it actually, like you just said, when it's actually there's snow to play in. So, you try to solve these problems here and there. So
I would like to know, this is a question that I should have asked on the radio and I didn't. I'm going to ask it on the #1 podcast in Frederick, Good Morning Frederick, that needs just a couple more hours of people.
Yes. Voted on by the three of us. Anyway, go ahead.
How many buses in the morning bus drivers go and put chains on their bus to drive down the road? Now, I say that because my bus drivers back in the day, Hanford Cook, Mr. Stupp, and Mr. Poffenberger, would all put chains on the tires, and we would go down the road, and we would end up going to school. Very seldom did we have the snow days out there when I was, at least as far as I can remember, when I was a kid. I'm sure we did, but not very often, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's just me. Yeah. But I mean, I'd like somebody to go, how many sets of snow chains, tire chains do we have for the buses in Frederick County?
I guarantee they don't even know. I'd say 0. I mean, we might have them. We might still own them, but do they use them? I would say 0. I don't even think they would require bus drivers to do that anymore. It's probably against some rule.
There you go.
The problem is there any money in the budget to buy snow chains? That is the question.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you make them for cars anymore. They used to make them for cars.
I don't know. I remember snow chains for sure.
Right. So
Yeah.
there you go. Because we're getting older.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
What
hey,
else is happening?
I'm still middle aged, Bob. I'm still middle aged, so I'm not quite there yet. I'm getting there though, unfortunately. All right. Taking a look at the news. Let me pull it up here. Unfortunately, fire destroyed a house east of Liberty Town on Tuesday afternoon. The Frederick Scanner's Facebook page says units were dispatched just before 12 noon to Keys Chapel Road and Coppermine Road, where firefighters found a house fully involved in flames. They saw a heavy fire on the second floor and requested a tanker task force to bring in water and the rapid intervention dispatch for additional manpower. And out in Loudoun County, Virginia, they have 2 projects under development for seniors and lower income residents. Love the fact when municipalities and counties are always trying to do better for the seniors out there. And sad news, I don't know if you heard about this, investigation is underway by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office. A substitute teacher at FSK High School in Tawnytown committed suicide. So Carroll County Sheriff's Department, yeah, that was big news a few days ago, and there was a lot of stuff on that too. Again, we don't want to speculate on why he did it. I know he was under some kind of investigation with the school system having to do with children. Again, yeah, so there's still, it was really right around the corner from where I live, as a matter of fact. It's very, very sad learning about that. So we'll see what becomes of that. Take a look at the weather. Cloudy skies with periods of rain or sleet this afternoon, looking at a high of 36. Last time I checked, which is about 45 minutes ago, we did have a little bit of snow coming down over here at the WFMD studios. I don't know if is it snowing where you are right now, Danny?
I don't think it is anymore.
Bob Miller, is it snowing where you are, sir?
No, sir. Not right at the moment. Not right at the moment. I don't see it.
The only snow comes from his house is maybe the freezer. If he's defrosting something in the freezer, that's probably the only snow he gets right now. But that will change hopefully soon. Anyway, taking a look at tomorrow. Cloudy early, then partly cloudy and windy late in the day. Now, looks like the wind could be at 20 to 30 miles an hour, could occasionally gust over 40 miles an hour. That is what I hate. I don't mind the cold weather, but I hate the cold when it blows right through my middle-aged bones. And Thursday night, few clouds overnight, a low of 26. And that is it for your weather.
That's why you have to get some layers of fat on top of those bones, so it takes a little longer to get through it.
I got it right here. I got a little bit extra layers on my arm.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Kids, stay away from steroids. That's all I've got to say. No, I'm only kidding. Hey, congratulations going out to Brady Ridnour. You want to know why? Well, he's the new head football coach at Catoctin High School. So kind of grew up in the area. So congratulations going to him. Speaking of new head coaches, there wasn't a whole lot of local sports, of course, because schools let out 18 hours early yesterday. Kellen Moore, who saw the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles offense this season, has agreed to be the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints. 36-year-old Moore will join that organization that's been floundering since Drew Brees left, and, of course, their coach, Sean Payton, who was, I think, escorted from the building. And former All-Star outfielder Austin Hayes is guaranteed $5 million in his new one-year contract with the Cincinnati Reds. He can earn a whole bunch more from that one, but we say goodbye as Oriole fans to Austin Hayes. There you go. That's a look at sports.
Right. You know, Danny, I got to say, we do more sports on your show here than we do on the Morning News Express because we're so busy with topics and we're always like behind on time with guests. We very rarely do sports.
Well, there you go. You can just make sure and say, hey, jump on over to Good Morning Frederick for your sports update.
There you go.
I think Bob's giving me hand signals, sign language or something.
Well, he's just yakety, 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 yakety. And I'm like, he's the boss. Look at the time. You're the guy. You're the boss with the hot sauce. Thank you, sir.
Brett says, I used to work at the transportation department for Loudoun County schools back in 2004, 2005. They were buying buses with automatic chains.
Wow.
Wow, that's fancy.
Yeah, it is.
He says we've gotten soft these days.
That's right. You go, Brett. You the man.
Listen, Listen, Loudoun County can afford that stuff. We're just hoping we can afford decent buses here in Frederick County. So, you
True.
know,
True. The richest county in the country.
I
Love it.
joke. I don't want anybody to get mad
That's
at me.
pretty
I
good,
joke. I joke.
though. It's pretty
Yep.
good. All right, gentlemen. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Good
Enjoy
morning,
the nice
Frederick.
weather, Bob.
I will.
We're counting down the days till you're miserable like us in the winter.
Thanks.
All right. We'll see you
Have a
guys
great day.
later.
Bye-bye.
Oh, goodness. It's great. All right. Love you guys. Love you guys. All right. We will, we're going to say, let's say good morning to our friend Rob, Intense Barbecue. We got Sharon Price checking in this morning. Thank you so much for that. We got Michelle Payton, our friend at Pulling for Veterans, as well, joining in. Thank you guys for all your comments this morning. I do love that you let me know you're watching. It's nice to know that you guys are out there. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and we're going to hear about Retro Prom with Rona. We're going to, of course, talk about what's happening in Frederick. And then we've got Ted Robinson, one of our photographers for the African Americans of Excellence. All of that comes up just after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shannon family beyond compare.
All right. Want to say good morning as well. Darren Ahern checking in this morning. What's up to you, my friend? I know. I've got your interview. We're going to get that on tomorrow. I promise. I know. We recorded that interview before I went into the hospital. And boy, it's been on such a delay. But we're going to get them on tomorrow. And you'll get to see Darren and Terry on that. Okay, let's see. What do we got to do? Oh, we're going to talk about what is happening in Frederick and keep you up to date with all the events. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue, a family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company. They cook in small batches to make sure the food is always as fresh as it can be, no matter whether you're getting it on the food truck or at an event. Find them at intensebarbecue.com. You satisfy your meat tooth. Don't forget, they do all kinds of catering. If you're having a wedding, reunion, hosting a party, let me just tell you, they take care of everything. Also, if you're a small business and you do breakfast, you want to have a breakfast meeting or something like that, Rob came out to the 200th show. He had waffles, fruit salad, bacon, eggs, sausage, all kinds of stuff. He can do it all, and it is delicious. I'm telling you, 100% recommend. Okay, let's talk about what is happening in Frederick. Of course, you can see the link to the full calendar in the description of the video you're watching, or you can see it anytime. Promocircus.com. Click on Everything Frederick Live and calendar of events. All right, tomorrow is the 13th. First of all, it's your 2-day warning that Valentine's Day is just 2 days away, and it's on Friday. So if you have a significant other, or maybe like me, you like to give your friends Valentines just to let them know they are loved, you got 2 days to do that, all right? Well, in the midst of this snow and ice, well, Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard reopens tomorrow, noon to 9 p.m. So if you've been waiting for your Rita's fix, you can head on in there. You know, they've got those soft pretzels now. They've got the iced coffees. They've got all kinds of stuff. And anytime is a good time for Rita's Ice. Let me just tell you, doesn't matter if it's 20 below. Love my Rita's Ice. And at 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow is the Women's Giving Circle Galentine's Day event. You're going to want to head to McClintock. It is a free event to attend. There is a cash bar, and you can purchase your food from traditional, authentic Mexican. And when you do that, a portion of the proceeds of those sales will be donated back to the Women's Giving Circle. All right, Valentine's Day, love on the double. I'm not sure. I thought that there were a couple of tickets left for the 5 o'clock. You can do the 5 o'clock. You're done by 6, and then you can have dinner at Benstown. You have an automatic reservation if you book your Love on the Double tickets with MarylandDoubleDeckers.com. You also get the champagne toast. You stop at the Perfect Truffle. You get a tasting. There's chocolate-covered strawberries. It's a perfect turnkey Valentine's Day. February 14th, Friday, is also the deadline for juniors and seniors in high school to register to be a part of the Rotary 4-way test speech contest. Chance to win cash prizes like $650 for first place. And $400 for fourth is not bad at all. You can email tedluck@comcast.net for details. Also, 9 p.m. to midnight. If you're sick and tired of hearing about Valentine's Day, how about head to the Not a Valentine's Day happy hour at Wags, right on Market Street. South Market Street. If you've not been to Wags, best burgers ever. Great little space. It is our little, I would say, hidden gem in Frederick, because if you don't know, you don't know. But if you've been around, you for sure know. Also, tomorrow will be the deadline to buy Valentines for Adam. If you've already purchased one, and because the shop is closed today because of the weather, and you want me to get them, just message me and I will find a way to get them from you, or we will figure it out. I will be taking them to Adam Thursday, tomorrow afternoon, after 4 o'clock, when people have dropped them off at the shop. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see his face. I hope he's working. I'm going to have to contact the manager, see if he's working either tomorrow evening or Friday, and get those to him. I just love doing stuff like this. All right. If you know somebody who is battling with grief, or if you yourself are struggling, please check out the Umbrella Project at Thorpewood. It is the grief retreat. All weekend long, you stay at Thorpewood. You work with people. There's some grief counselors. They're going to have activities and hikes, and hopefully it will be helpful for you or whoever is dealing with some grief. Saturday, the 15th, lots of stuff going on. 10 to noon, Auto Spa on Route 40 is having a remodel celebration. At 11:30, it is the couple's Valentine's Day charcuterie workshop and brunch at Hidden Hills. I noticed, I think that there are still tickets available when I checked this morning. Noon to 7 is the Hyperlocal Brew Fest at Frederick Fairgrounds, and Guys and Thin Ties is headlining that one. And 9 to midnight, it's Galentine's at Benstown. On the 20th, we heard from Diane Foland yesterday. It is Critters on the Catwalk at Warehouse Cinemas of Frederick to benefit Focus. And then March 5th, our African Americans of Excellence reception and auction. Right now, if you're at Warehouse Cinemas, go through the hallway and you will see all of the artwork that is currently on display. There are QR codes to our online auction, and there are QR codes for more information, whether you want to nominate an honoree for next year. You can go check it out. There were also, I left behind some free copies of Frederick Lifestyle, which has stories about each one of our honorees. This is a free event to attend. The 5th to the 19th, we're going to be talking a lot about the Unity campaign and the 37 nonprofits that campaign helps. March 8th is Leprechaun Luau at the Frederick Fairgrounds that benefits Rotary Club of Frederick. Coming up in March on Saturdays and Sundays, it is the Maple Syrup Festival. It's $5 per person to check that out. Live demos, live music, hay rides. And March 15th is the Retro Prom. We're going to hear more about that coming up right after this from Rona. 15th and 16th is the 50th Annual Home and Garden Expo. And coming up on April 26th is Andrea's House Rise and Renew Gala, which is at the Delaplane Arts Center. If you have an event you want included on the calendar, all you have to do is email it to me, everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. That's everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right, we're going to take one more quick break. Then we're going to come back with Rona and Ted. We're going to find out more about both of them and what they're doing. Let's see. That's coming up right after this. Travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now and get started on your dream vacation.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they're located right here in Frederick, and they service Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in fixing your roof, repairing, or replacing your siding as well. How about new windows? Maybe you need your gutters fixed. You'll notice as the snow starts melting, if it's pouring over the top, you might have some issues there. And she can also get her team to build a new patio and a deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, because you watch Good Morning Frederick, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just tell Sandra that Danny sent you. Okay, let's talk about who is let's do this. We're gonna do Rona. Let's do Rona, who has been to every single Retro Prom barring one, and she's going to tell us all about what to expect at the Retro Prom.
Yes.
I have the
Who doesn't love a
pleasure
good party?
of speaking with Rona Mensah, a good friend of mine I've known for a long, long time, but I'm not sure I've known you as long as you've been at the Met and the Retro Prom. Have you attended every single one?
I've attended all but one. And
Wow.
actually, you kind of have a little connection to the one that I missed. It was because there was an award ceremony that I had to attend with my day job, radio, and somebody that was involved, and we went to an award ceremony. We won an award, so that was the only one, and I was so bummed.
Yeah, I didn't realize that conflicted. I don't know if I remembered that. But anyway, I appreciate you joining me on Good Morning Frederick. Rona is a morning show personality at a radio station, WLTF, right?
That's right. Today's 97.5.
Yes. And you are winner year after year for, is it Best Morning Show with West Virginia Radio?
Yeah, I've won it more than once. That's true. Yeah, and we've also gotten AC Station of the Year, which is really great too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
But you are a product of and resident of Frederick, and you've been involved with the Met, which is Maryland Ensemble Theater, for years and years and years. And for the past 20 years, you guys, your largest fundraiser is the Retro Prom.
Yes. It's my favorite all year long because, you have fundraisers And sometimes they're kind of stuffy, there's people with their glasses of wine or whatever. And this one, everybody is like dressed in whatever retro they want, and they're dancing and they're having a good time, and everybody's happy to support it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So let's kind of go back. Were you a part of the committee that decided like this retro prom idea would be the thing that the Met would kind of hang its hat on? Were you at all a part of that, or you just happy to join in and support?
I've been a part of the Met since its inception in our very first production in 1997. And I don't even remember how we came up with the idea. I just remember it was held at the Temple, what is now the Temple, the Paul Mitchell School,
Yeah.
that top floor. And we had that big room and we had a DJ and we're like, yeah, let's do something. But I can't remember who exactly said it. But
Yeah.
from the beginning, my favorite has always been, hey, let's get in costume and put on something fun. And I think the fun is every year seeing what people show up dressed as.
So let's talk a little bit about, so it's called the Retro Prom. So it's not really themed in the sense of a decade or a time period, right? So everybody can choose whatever kind of time period. If you were going to the prom, what would you be wearing?
Exactly.
And I think I remember a few years ago, some friends of mine who attended actually had their high school prom dresses that
Yep.
they brought out of the back of the closet and actually wore for the event, which is kind of fun as well.
It is. And that's, like I said, that's the fun. People get so into it. So I'm just going to mention a few of the costumes that we've had over the years. One year, a group of friends all came dressed as the Robert Palmer girls. And so they all had on the black dresses and they had blow up guitars and their hair slicked back. So they looked like the Simply Irresistible or whatever video that was.
Yeah.
We had Shrek and Fiona, I think. One couple in the early years, I think their daughter is probably like 18 now, but she was pregnant and they showed up as Mary and Joseph.
Okay, so you don't even, it can be, it's just come for fun, period. Come for fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really no rules other than you have to have a great time to raise money for the Maryland Ensemble Theater. So this event, now at the event, I think I attended a few years ago, there are also silent auctions happening. So tell us about how the evening kind of rolls along.
So when you arrive, you check in. If you've purchased your tickets in advance, some people get a table, which is great because that way you have guaranteed seating, so you can rest in between dancing. But you check in and then you can purchase your Met money. And Met money has faces of ensemble members or people who have won their face on the Met money through the auction process. And you spend that money to buy your drinks or if you want to bid on things and stuff like that. So we have that. And when you get in, you find your seat, you find your friends, you take pictures. We've got a photo station and we've got Spence Photography that takes that. And every year we decorate it with a different theme. Some years there are decade themes. So last year was 80s. In fact, I've got my 80s. Remember these?
Oh my gosh.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't get it close enough to make it
Cassette player. I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, exactly. So last year was 80, so I got a hold of one of those. But the point is, you come in and every year it's a wonderland of whatever the theme is. And this year it's under the city lights. So we'll have a lot of skyscrapers and cool city imagery going on throughout the tables and in the room. So you can go and have a seat, go dance. We've also got food from the Savory Spoon. And this year, because we're doing a city theme, we will have food from different cities around the world.
Ah, very clever. Very clever.
And because we're theater people, because we're theater people, we have a few that we tend to sing every year, like Rock Lobster or Love Shack or time warp because we got to get those theater things in there,
Of course, you got to, and that's again what makes it a lot of fun. It's how many people? How many tickets do you have for the? I mean, it's a couple hundred people, right?
At least 300. I remember
Yeah,
one year in the past we had about 330, and I
yeah,
don't want to say a specific number because I don't know the capacity off the top of my head.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. We don't want to get anybody in trouble.
right, but it
Uh,
has the feel of being in a gym for a
Yeah.
dance. So it just takes you back to that feeling, And if there's construction paper signs, so much the better. It feels like, oh wow, this feels like
Exactly.
I'm
The
in- yeah.
authenticity. You guys take it to the nth degree. All
Yeah.
right. So when is the event is what, March 15th? Is that right?
Yes, Saturday, March 15th at the Tally Rec Center in downtown Frederick. And it begins at 7 p.m. And if you see around town this fun little sign with a
Yes.
couple, they were dressed not even retro, sort of like futuristic people. But there's a cash bar, there's dancing, the prom photos. We've got, like I mentioned, food by the Savory Spoon, and we also get desserts. And Spence Photography does all of the pictures, so you can take pictures with your friends, and sometimes we have props and things like that. And I would encourage people to get the tickets early,
Yeah.
just because it's one of those things you think, oh, I'll just get it at the door, but then you don't have a place to
Yeah.
sit and all of that.
Well,
So
you
it's
don't
really
want
good.
to do anything in costume if you know you're not guaranteed a ticket. There's nothing worse or sad than watching people show up in costume and say, "Sorry, sold out." Yeah, so we don't want to have to turn you away. You're going to want to attend. Now, I don't know if this is an official thing, but I
Mhm.
have seen in years past a king and queen that are kind of dubbed at the event. Is that an unofficial act of the prom?
Oh, it happens. It happens for sure. And I can't remember again how this began, but I know that we've got the crown and we've got the king and queen that are crowned each year. And so a lot of times it has to do with their costume, it has to do with their energy, whether they just stand out from the crowd. I
Yeah.
think was it last year or 2 years ago, we had two people that didn't come to the prom together, but the guy had on a bright orange suit, and the king, and the queen, she had on a cool orange outfit. We're like, you guys, they ended up the prom king and queen. So they get bragging rights and pictures and stuff like that. It's fun.
I love it. All right. Retro Prom is coming March 15th. Get your tickets, figure out your costumes, grab your friends. So much fun to hang out, and you're doing it for a great cause, the Maryland
That's right.
Ensemble Theater. And I think you can go to marylandensemble.org to get your tickets, right?
That's right. That's right. And
Awesome.
we've got tables. We've got tables for 12. We've got tables for 8, 10, and 4. So if you just bring a few friends, you can have a table as well. And we've got all the information that you need, marylandensemble.org. Absolutely. So even if you just want to wear a toga, that's fine. You want to dress as the gym guy with a sweatsuit, be the lunch lady, great. Whatever retro you want, it works.
I love it. I love it. Well, we appreciate you, Rona, and we look forward to this great event, March 15th. It is the 20th annual Retro Prom.
Thank you so much for having me on, Danny. And it's great to be on with you. And I look forward to seeing. Are you coming to the prom?
I will come to the prom, you bet.
Oh, good. I look forward to your costume. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. All right. We'll
Thanks for
talk to
having
you
me.
later.
You too. Bye.
All right. It's going to be a great time. March 15th, the Retro Prom. Get your tickets now, marylandensemble.org. All right. Ted Robinson, not originally from Frederick, but he is definitely making Frederick home. He was one of our photographers for the African Americans of Excellence exhibit. You can see all of the photography and the artwork on display at Warehouse Cinemas in the hallway right now. Let's meet Ted Robinson. I have the pleasure of meeting for the first time and speaking to Ted Robinson. Welcome to Good Morning Frederick.
Hey, good morning, and thanks for having me.
Well, I tell you, I really appreciate you taking the time. So, I have said to our viewers several times, this show and working on the African Americans of Excellence exhibit affords me the opportunity to meet so many great people. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about you. So, you are one of the photographers who will be shooting pictures of one of our honorees. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your photography, how long you've been taking photos, and where people might be able to find your stuff.
Oh, great. Yeah. Excited about sharing that. So I've been um, calling myself a photographer probably for the last 18 years. I really sort of made a total commitment to it once the family and I moved here to Frederick, doing a military assignment before I retired. And I just immediately fell in love with Frederick City, Frederick County. And there's just something about the unique beauty that abounds within the county jurisdiction. Uh, and I think the one thing that's really unique about it is if you're from Frederick and you're anywhere else in the world, and you see a picture from the county or within a Kell Creek, you absolutely know without a doubt that wow, that's Frederick County, and it's just a wide array of different scenes um, within the city, the barns out in the countryside, the fall. We get that snow in the wintertime. And so it's just a photographer's paradise, and I really enjoy going out into the element, meeting the people, and then just sort of capturing in time those spaces that we see every day as we traverse through the hustle and bustle of work and family life, but freezing that one moment in time where the viewer will say, wow, I pass that spot every day and I never realized it was that beautiful.
This is so true. I've lived in many different places, and there is something iconic about Frederick County. I don't know exactly what it is, but you definitely have the ability to capture it. Where were you before Frederick?
Wow. So I served 22 years, 6 months, 8 days in the Army, that
Wow.
nobody's counting, right? And I was fortunate enough to have um, my close to my retirement time. It's not my last one, but retirement assignments over at Fort Detrick doing biological defense research. And so that was probably back in like 2003. The Army sent me away a couple of times, but the wife and the kids fell in love and said, "Dad, we're going to build a house. We'll stay here. We'll be here when you get back." So I did a couple
Oh,
of
very.
those tours, came back home and built another house, and we called it home ever since about 2003.
Yeah, well, we are so proud that you are part of our community. So, let me ask you, how were you selected or asked, or how did you put your name in for the African Americans of Excellence exhibit?
Well, I fortunate enough, I had the opportunity to be involved in the very first iteration of the African American of Excellence award ceremony, and I thought it was just a wonderful event, really sponsored and supported by the entire Frederick community, by the Frederick government, uh, and through the entire process along the years, I stayed in great contact with Yemi and a couple of other folks who are leading the effort, and just have always been like, "Hey, look, I am here to support this effort going forward in any capacity that you think I can provide some support to." And Yemi reached out earlier in the year, asked if I would mind volunteering to be one of the photographers. And I immediately jumped at the opportunity to really have some one-on-one time to sit down and learn more about these amazing folks that we call neighbors who will be recognized during this year's AAOF event.
Yes. And who is your honoree?
My honoree this year is Mr. Ganyan Samsa.
Oh, very, very nice. Yes. You look, I tell you, it is I this This whole exhibit is just a great way to celebrate the wonderful people who make the community what it is. And tying that with our lovely landscape, I think, gives us the gem that we call Frederick County. What is your favorite? Do you have like a favorite place to take pictures, or are you just like anytime the view is there, you're out there?
Wow, yeah, and that's a question that I really don't have an answer to. I've got a
Yeah.
response but no answer, and that's because every time I go out to do a photo shoot, I usually take anywhere from 200 to 400 different shots, and it's always the excitement of coming back home, processing those, and then finding that one gem that really stands out above all the others.
Yeah.
That's really the exciting part about it. And so I think because of that aspect, it's really hard for me to say that I've got a unique or favorite spot where I like to take pictures, because those once in a lifetime shots can be found just about anywhere throughout Frederick County.
Yeah. Now, do you prefer people or landscapes, or you're just happy to be able to hone your craft?
Yeah, well, this one's a bit easier for me. I love people, but I prefer taking landscape shots. Uh, and I will admit that it's a bit easier. God's put the beauty and the nature out there, and all I
Yeah.
have to do is go out there with my camera and sort of capture that.
Yeah, no, I can understand 100% because I am not a great subject to be photographed. I feel very awkward,
I
and I
beg to
know that's
differ.
tough for a photographer sometimes. So I can totally appreciate that. But we do have some amazing landscape here. So where can people find your work?
Okay, well, right now I have an online gallery. It's artfrederick.com.
I can't
And
believe that was available, Ted.
yeah, yeah,
You
really
were
easy, right?
lucky.
Yeah, artfrederick.com. And you can find my entire portfolio. I'm constantly updating, adding new prints. Still have tons of stuff to go through from all of the seasons. And there's also an additional gallery where I will have an opportunity sometime to travel in the US or outside the US to do some photo shoots. So there are some additional things outside of Frederick County, but I hope folks will have an opportunity to go there and visit, and hope they enjoy viewing the stuff just as
Yeah.
much as I did capturing those moments.
Well, we absolutely appreciate the service that you provided this country. We're so glad you decided to stay at the behest of your wife and children, I'm sure. But we look forward to honoring the honorees on February 5th and acknowledging all the great artists, photographers, and videographers like yourself who will be capturing these great people within our community. We thank you so much.
Welcome. It's a pleasure.
And as I said, I invite you to check out Ted's and everyone else's photography and artwork on display at Warehouse Cinemas. We will be auctioning them off March 5th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Warehouse. All right. Good Morning Frederick streams weekdays at 9 a.m. Watch anytime on YouTube. Please put on some of those playlists and let it ride, trying to get to 3,000 watch hours. And we're still 600 hours away. So appreciate any help doing that. And you can also tell somebody about Good Morning Frederick. Share the stream to your socials. And let's go out there. Let's have a great day. And let's be great, Frederick. I will see you tomorrow morning right here on Good Morning Frederick, and appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging with me.